Before New York City became a forest of skyscrapers, it was a completely different world. In the early 1600s, Manhattan didn't have streets, towers, or traffic. It was covered in dense forests, freshwater streams, hills, and wetlands. Native Lenape people lived here for thousands of years, moving with the seasons, fishing the rivers, and farming the land. Broadway, one of the busiest streets on Earth today, was once a narrow Native American footpath cutting through the wilderness. When the Dutch arrived in 1624, they called the settlement New Amsterdam. The city's entire population could fit inside a modern apartment building. Wooden houses lined muddy paths, not paved roads. Livestock wandered freely through what is now Lower Manhattan. Pigs were so common that laws were passed just to keep them from blocking the streets. There were no skyscrapers, only low wooden buildings and a few stone structures. The tallest thing in the city for nearly 2 centuries was Trinity Church. From the harbor, New York looked more like a small European village than a future global capital. Water shaped everything. Manhattan was filled with natural springs and ponds. Collect Pond, near today's Chinatown, was once one of the city's main freshwater sources. It was so clean that people drank directly from it. But as the city grew, it became polluted and was eventually filled in. The land sank over time, causing buildings to crack and streets to collapse, problems that still affect the area today. Before the grid system, New York's streets followed the natural shape of the land. Hills were everywhere. Parts of Manhattan were so steep that people had to climb them like small mountains. Eventually, entire hills were flattened, and millions of tons of earth were moved just to make the city easier to build on. In the 1800s, New York still had no skyline. Buildings rarely exceeded 5 or 6 stories because there was no safe elevator technology. Life happened close to the ground. Fire was a constant threat, and entire neighborhoods burned down regularly. The Great Fire of 1835 destroyed over 600 buildings in Lower Manhattan in one night. Then everything changed. The invention of the elevator, steel frame construction, and mass immigration transformed the city. As land became more valuable, New York stopped expanding outward and began building upward. Old neighborhoods disappeared. Rivers were buried. Streams were forced underground. The natural Manhattan was slowly erased to make room for stone, steel, and glass. By the early 1900s, the skyline began rising for the first time. What was once farmland, forests, and fishing villages became the foundation of modern New York City. Today, beneath the streets and skyscrapers, pieces of the old city still exist. Buried streams, forgotten shorelines, and paths that predate the nation itself. New York didn't just grow into the sky. It was carved, flattened, filled, and rebuilt, layer by layer on top of the world that came before it.